Hello. Hi. This video will discuss on the maintaining the login account. To maintain login account, there are one way to do it. Okay. Just log into the system, then followed by click onto the setup, and you have a login account maintenance. It show you a list of accounts that has already been created by the system. Now, I've logged in as a super user here, and basically I can do and I can create any type of accounts that I want to. Any type of structure that I want to. Okay, I can create an account. Example, test one. Okay, test one. Okay, and test. Now he can be the user type. What you can do is that you just set in as a normal operation user. Immediate user supervisor, this is very important. Assuming you want to set up hierarchy within your organization, use this to set up. It will help you. It will help you in the future, as you can start delegating and also empowering your staff to manage their own accounts without setting this immediate supervisor. Your staff or manager cannot manage their own staff account. So by setting up this hierarchy, then you can delegate to them. They can maintain their own list of user account. This is very useful, especially when you are in a large organization. Okay, so what I do is that I'm setting it to no one, and I set it as inactive. Click submit. Once you've done that, okay, you see the test account number one has been created. And next thing is that I can log out and log in under that account. Okay, let's log out. All right, that's it. Now I'm under the ID of test account number one. Now you notice that there's a list of menu over here. It doesn't mean that I can access to them. I need to have permission. Right now, I do not have permission because I'm not assigned to any permission groups. So therefore, I need to be assigned with permission first before I can actually access to it. Now, so what I do is that I'm going to log out now, and I'm going to log in back again as super user. As you can see, now I'm back at super user. Now I'm going to assign this person to be able to perform certain functions, right? And to do that, what I have to do is that to pick a role that I want to assign to this particular person. Test account number one. I want to give a role of a account officer and a cashier role, right? These roles has been predefined for you. You can customize it to your needs, okay? So these are the default ones. And maybe I want to give him account manager, just as an example. Update. Now you notice that the test account number one has the role of account manager, account officer, and account cashier. So if I log out now and log in under that account, you notice that now I can start performing functions. Okay, I can do things over here. Without those permission given to me, I won't be able to perform any of these functions. All right. So this is how you assign roles and responsibility to a particular account. Before I delve further into this, let me log out and talk about the other area first before I go into the security setup. All right. So I'm going to log in again as the root. Now, you'll find that under the setup login account maintenance, you can edit it by clicking to here, okay, and it show you the list of options you have, okay. So now, assuming I want to change my password, I can change it over here. You're probably aware of this right now. But if I want to set my staff password, there's nobody assigned to me as a super user. So if I were to go and change the this test ID test1 to super user, then you'll find that my staff password list will appear. There you go. When you have this option, then you can reset his password. Now this happens when he forgets his password, he can't access the system, or when his ID is being locked. So if I were to reset, the system will generate a new ID, new password. Now copy this password, okay, and email to the person so that he can log in again. All right. So now if I were to list, if I click on to unlock staff login account, basically what happens is that this happens when the users have tried to attempt to log in more than 3 times and the password failed. So you need to, and the status here will be locked. So all you have to do is click on to allow access and it will unlock the account. And in the event that if he's active account, you do not want him to access the system anymore, click onto this, but you still want the account ID to be there. Okay, and you find that the status is inactive. Okay, so this is how you set the account. And if I want to allow the access, I click on here, it becomes active. All right, so this is how I set an account, whether I want them to be able to access to the system or not to access to the system. Now, what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to change the roles here. Okay, I'll go back to this screen. Okay, test account. I'm not going to give him all the options here now, but I'm going to give him just the cashier role. Okay, and you see what is the effect over here. All right, just now I can update the I can go to the debtor screen, but if you do this, you'll find that he can't access to the debtor screen. Oops, I forgot the password. Now I have to reset the password, okay, to get his password. All right, there you go. If I try to access to the debtor screen, you'll find that it prompts you with permission, no permission to access resource. You are debit. So when you see errors like this, okay, what you need to do is to go back to the setup under the user access control, and you do not have permission to do this. But as a super user, what you have to do is to go back to log in under the super user, and in the super user, go to the account user access control, and you see that sorry, you go the one access control maintenance. The users do not have this role. Okay, the reason is the user do not have this role, so you need to assign this role to the person. You can choose the default roles that was already created over here, or you can choose. I would recommend choose one of them. If there are none there's no roles, okay, then you find that matches here, then you can create your own role. Right? So if you allow this cashier to maintain debtor, then you'll probably find that UR debit exists in here, okay, the account manager. All right, so you may want to give him this role, or you might want to create your own role. Let's say special, right? I'm showing you a special role, okay. So I'm going to give him just this UR debit, okay, debtor role, create, and I create a role called SPC role. Okay, so I'm going to assign now the user which is this. Assign test account 1 to special role and update. Now he has the special role. So I'll log out. Okay, go back to this. Okay, adapter, come back to here. Now I can do things like this. All right, earlier I can't do this. That's because I don't have the permission. Now you find that I can't do creditor maintenance because I don't have UR credit. Similarly, I will have to log out from here, go back to my root, okay, and go back to this. You find that UR credit is actually in here, creditor role, which this particular user, the test one, do not have access to. So you might want to access by assigning one of the existing role, or you might want to create a new role for this particular access. So this is how you maintain access control. Similarly, what we have done also is that we have grouped accounting roles separate from the system access roles. So the system accounting roles are basically in relation to your accounts, all right? The system basically relates to backup, create login ID, and etc. etc. So there are different roles involved in here. In the future, there'll be probably more roles involved, but they are very specific to the respective modules. All right. Now, assuming there's one special role, okay, there's one very special role which I would like to mention is the associate role. Associate role are considered users, external users, and you want to control their access to the system. And you do not want them to access all data, but a partial set of data that was created by themselves. So if you were to assign the associate role to any of the particular user, then you'll find that this user, even though they may have that role to perform other things, but the role will be very limited. Okay. In other words, if I have associate role, it will have predefined controls ready. It will bypass all this. It will not allow you to do data export, data import, or generate any of these files at all. Okay, so there are some predefined responsibility that the associate can perform. All right, so so I'm going to remove this. All right, and that's it for setting up and controlling your accounts. Thank you.